Thank you for joining us, the headliners. My name is Edward Mbeche. I'm the founder and CEO of Helen Technology, and I'm your host of the headliners. Today, I have my guest. His name is Swire Ho, who helps company from like marketing standpoint and kind of branding. Sway, how are you?
Good. How are you doing, Edward? It's nice to be on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for allowing me or to coming to just allow me to kind of talk to you, interview you. So this is awesome. Did I first of all did I say your name correctly?
Swire, it's funny that you mentioned that. I actually create a hashtag for myself called the promo guy because a lot of people, when they call me, it's not a difficult name to pronounce. But then if you haven't heard of the name Swire,
Yeah,
people sometimes can't pronounce it. So I also call myself the promo guy.
the promo guy. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Yeah, because I was like, is it Swire or Sway? So I just went with it Sway, but it's Swire. That's good. That's good. Um, Swire. So let's go this. Let's do this. For people, maybe just a little introduction for people who have never heard of you. Can we go back and just kind of introduce yourself? Let's go back way back, like where you grew up, how was your upbringing? You have some good memory as a kid. You have some bad memory. Like let's kind of create that image, kind of just people to get to know you. Who's Swag?
Oh, thank you. Wow. So I would say I originally from Hong Kong, born and raised in Hong Kong,
Hmm.
came to Los Angeles when I finished high school. So I wanted to be in the music industry, but I actually don't sing, don't act, and I can't play an instrument at all. So I actually picked to become a recording engineer.
Uh-huh.
So I
Wow.
did train that, work in a recording studio for a few years. Somehow end up to led up to my wedding day. On the day of my marriage, I found out that the company that I work for, a small business, went out of business. So
Well,
now I marry, no job. What am I going to do? So that led me to start my first business. The name of the company is called Hellman Production. It was around 2003. So CD is still going on, DVD are going strong. So our business is CD and DVD replication. So we make copies of physical optical discs for record label, film companies, and businesses. So along the way, it was a pretty good business. And in hindsight, it was 2020, right? So
yeah.
we end up selling the company to one of our competitor here in LA in 2013. And now we're focusing on exclusively doing promotional products.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. What a horrible honeymoon present. Like you'd be like, yeah, your new
No,
wedding.
I had a good time. Yeah, I didn't really think about it, but then
Yeah.
it's when going back, it's kind of funny, how you get started.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like I know it'd be kind of funny. It'd be like, so um, let's go. Where did you grow up? Like you mentioned. I don't know if you mentioned actually. Where did you grow up? Sorry. Let's go
In
back.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Okay. What is? Do you still go to Hong Kong?
Whenever I can, yeah, all the families are still over there, so I like to go visit, and it's really fast paced over there compared to I don't care which city you are in here in the states.
Mhm.
So in Hong Kong, people work really fast, hot, fast paced, a lot of stress, and it's a different environment, I would say.
Would you compare that to like New York? So fast
Yeah, like
paced.
if you think about it, will be New York and even more fast paced than New York, at times.
Okay. I know you're also a certified kettlebells instructor, like a strong fist. I don't know what that means because when I heard it, kettlebell instructor, what is that? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I always like fitness, so I especially like training with the kettlebell. Strong First is an organization that's started by a legendary Russian trainer, Pavel Tsatsouline. So I have their SFG1 kettlebell trainer. I'm actually training to be a SFL, which is the barbell instructor. My exam is coming up in December.
Okay, so what is that? Is that kind of is it self defense kind of martial arts? What is that?
No, a kettlebell is actually think of a kettle that you boil water with, but the kettle is actually milled by cast iron. So you train with different weights. You have the swings, you have to get up, you have the snatches. So it's actually an effective way to get strong and get healthy. In a very short time.
You see, you have to forgive me because I've grew up in Africa, so everything is new, and I'm like, what is kettlebell? It's like I gotta Google that, kind of trying to be
Yeah,
familiar.
it's fun.
But
It's fun,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of fun. So let's talk about. I know you help small businesses. Um, so when you say small business, are you talking about business that already have started generating revenue, or business that they're just starting? How do you like? What kind of where do you pick? Do you pick company that they just started, or they at least generating revenue that you start helping?
well, that's a good question because small business can be a wide range, right? If you're one person started
Yeah,
your business today, you're a small business. If you have up to 500 people in your organization,
you're still
where you could be a publicly traded company, you can still consider it to be a small business
yeah.
according to the Small Business Administration. For me personally, if I'm being selfish, obviously I'm going after the big accounts, the people that are ordering the most. But a lot of times I found that the people who need the most help and guidance and advice will be, the small business entrepreneur type because they have limited resources, but then they wanted to obviously make their marketing dollar count, right? Every single dollar counts.
Yeah. So so when you start talking to these small businesses, right?
Hmm.
What exactly are you bringing? Like, what is it like? More, I'm trying to figure if it's a strategy, it's like a maybe a roadmap for them to follow, so they can be able to start generating like revenue or publicity, or how do you do that? Like exactly? Can
Well,
you
I'm
walk?
not a consultant. I'm in the promotional product strategy. So when people think about our industry, they think they use the word swag, which stands for stuff we all get. So think about, a very easy item that most listener will understand is when I have a logo, I am going to get some pens printed with my logo on it. So that's something easy everyone would do, or maybe a tote bag, or maybe a water bottle.
Yeah.
So my job is to understand where my client wants to go, what kind of objectives they have, and then in our inventory of promotional product, what can we offer them so then they could achieve the goal and purpose? Are they trying to increase their brand awareness? Are they trying to connect with the new market, or are they trying to create a brand merchandise so they would sell items that have the brand logo on it to their clients?
Okay. And I know you also talk about networking business. What exactly is networking business? Is this part of like LinkedIn kind of type networking, or what is networking business?
Well, that's a really big question, right? So obviously we could touch on a lot of different points. LinkedIn is part of networking. So if you're LinkedIn, you and I are on LinkedIn, so you can actually do a lot of digital networking online now. There's a lot of business professional on LinkedIn for networking. I'm also belong to two different chamber of commerce, also the ambassador for each chamber of commerce, and I attend. Now coming back to in person networking meeting where I meet, anytime from 50 to 100 professional. We talk about our business, our challenges, and try to see if there's a good match or a partnership, for my business or vice versa.
Okay. You mentioned about Chamber of Commerce. Um, can you? I have never been a member of a Chamber of Commerce. What is it, and why do you think that helps as a small business to be part of Chamber of Commerce?
I wouldn't say you have to be in the Chamber of Commerce if you're in business, but you wanted to figure out, what areas that you want to try to go with, or to answer yourself a question, which area that you need help the most. Are you able to find those people at the Chamber of Commerce? So if you are able to answer those questions, then you can answer if you'll be the right fit for Chamber of Commerce.
Okay. Okay. For some reason, something got disconnected on your end. Can't see the video, but you can still hear me okay, right?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Let me try to
Yeah,
fix it. Go ahead. Sorry.
no problem, no problem.
This is
Um,
definitely going live, right?
yeah, yes, it's live. Yes, it's live. So while you're trying to figure that, I was thinking about also you talking about kind of helping small business. Oh, here we go. You're back. Small business. Um, I guess it's like one of the question, like because when you're a small business, is depending on, okay, let's look at this way. So when you're helping small business, there's two different things, right? There's either small business that offer service or small service that offer product, and
Hmm.
maybe small business that they are online based, or small business that they have a brick and mortar kind of building, whatever. Do you target kind of figure which one, like your program, which one it works better with, or it doesn't matter what kind of business you help?
What are you asking me for my question? How do I market our company to our prospects?
Yes. So no. So because your company, you help small business, right?
Well, we don't only help small businesses.
Uh-huh.
They're part of a client base that we do.
Mhm.
But if you're asking me how I'm able to prospect ourselves, I'm happy to share some ideas with you.
Let's loop around. Maybe because my whole understanding with your company, it was you helping small business, right? Maybe let's do a quick, exactly. Maybe you can kind of walk me through exactly what your company does. So
Well,
so I
we
can
Yeah, again, we do promotional products. So we do
promotion. Mhm.
branded pens. We do employees appreciation program. So lately, we also be do people are going back to trade show. So when you think about going to a trade show, when you're going to a booth, you have different item that's branded with the company's logo that
Mhm.
will be present to you. So that's our business. So are you familiar with the promotional product business?
Not really, not really.
Okay. Have
Mhm.
you been to, let's say, a bank before where you open an account? They
Yeah.
give you a pen or water bottle with the bank's logo on it.
Yes, yes, I'm
So
familiar with that.
those are some of the product we can produce. And have you been to a concert or have you been to a church where you have to buy a T-shirt with the church or the band's logo on it?
Oh, huh. You see, so now I'm getting the whole picture, because in my head I was thinking like you just help company, like you teach them to do stuff, but you coming in, you telling them like, hey, we're gonna do promotional stuff for you. We gotta brand something for your company, either for you to give to your customer, or to give at the like a conference, or like something like that, right?
Well, I would sum it up to what we do. We are a product-based business, like you mentioned it, Edward. But my job is to help my client either grow sales,
Mhm.
retain employees, or thank their customer with a custom branded products. So these are the three main categories why customer will choose to work with company like us.
So I completely understand the idea of a product, um, helping company. In terms of, if small, I'm thinking in my head, I'm running a bunch of stuff in my head. I'm thinking,
Hmm.
let's say I'm a small business owner, right? And I'm like, okay, now, um, let's say I sell stuff online,
Hmm.
but I want to get more customers to get to know my business. So I approach you and I'm like, hey, I need something being made for my me to distribute to my customer, right? Does it in a way, I'm trying to figure, does it matter? Do you have to suggest to me the idea of like, oh, maybe you should make pens, maybe you should make t-shirts, maybe you should, do you have to suggest to that business owner, or you just be like, hey, tell me whatever you want and I will do it, kind of thing?
That's a quick question, and most people think about they just buy whatever that they want, right, and then put their logo on it and call it done. My approach and some of the questions that I ask my clients are, what are your goals and objectives, and especially, we touch on that actually. Who are your target audience? Because if I give you something that you have no idea what it is and you are not related to it at work, then you put it to your trash. But if I took the time to know you and know the type of person that you are, and then I give that specific items to you, then you'll be really happy. So, the goals for promotional product is to create more conversation, and you're building the customer retention. And in terms of employees appreciation, we all want to be feeling like a part of a team. So sometimes a lot of company buy a lot of company apparel. It's because they want people to dress as a team, so then we can feel and belong to a part of a team.
Okay. So I give you example. I'm putting with my company's lunch.
Mm-hmm.
What we're doing, we are doing a concert, like a music concert. It's going to be about 45,000 people. With something like that, where it's more like we are introducing our company to the public, right?
Mm-hmm.
Will something like that be able to do a production of those kind of material? Be like, okay, we're going to make you about 40,000 products or something. Or do you target on it? Do you suggest maybe like, hey, don't do 40,000 something type like product, maybe just do 10,000, or it doesn't matter kind of thing?
Well, let's explore to the scenario pretty quickly. So let's say you are a product and service business. Don't really matter what your business will be like. So you're expecting 45,000 people to attend. So assuming that you wanted to grow your business, right? That's why you're putting on all the efforts for the event. So you have to think about that. All 45,000 people might not all purchase from you, no matter what you do, right?
Yeah.
If you're lucky, that they might be 10% or even 5% will be actually purchased from you. And within this 5 to 10%, that's got to be at least 10 VIP clients that will give you a lot of business. So now you have your strategy in place. You can target everyone, you can target your target audience, or you can target your VIP. So then after you determine your strategy, we could determine the different products that we can offer to the VIP, to your target audience, and to everyone. To everyone, we can give them something maybe branded idea that they can take home with. They're really happy to remind them of the event. For the target audience, you could present something that you can engage them even more, maybe to get them for the phone number to go to your website for certain call to action. And for the VIP, you want something that you want to give them a special experience. So then after the concert or after the event, they will be calling you a sales rep. I'm ready to place the order. Where do we start? So there's actually a different strategy. There's a lot of people there. And then the last thing that I wanted to suggest to everyone is you need to target all 45,000 people. That's not a goal that you want to have. You might have the budget, but you still don't want to target everyone, because you're targeting everyone, you're targeting no one.
Because I was thinking, because like the business that I have is service based. It's service based, and it's kind of hard to kind of even know who's gonna use it or not, right? So is it possible maybe to just have, like, I completely understand what you're saying. Don't target everyone. Like, take a small group that this they're gonna be your good customer or like your VIP. Can you do, speaking on product, do you have like a price budget? You say, okay, never ever spend this much on the product that you're doing for promotion? Or is it like it doesn't matter? You'd be like, if you want to pay one product $500, just pay it because it's gonna attract customer? Or is it like, because you gotta be able to match within, like, you're spending this product to attract customers, but also this should be able something to really kind of bring the customer in, kind of thing?
Yeah, that's a good question. Something that I answer actually every day when people call me. So going back to our example, right? So you have your VIP, and you have your target audience, and you have everyone, right? Who are attending, and you got to answer this question yourself. How much do people spend with you? When we talk about maybe a service-based business online, they could be $100,000 plus account annually. Or if I'm a local pizza place, you know, I might only make $5 or less than $5 per transaction. So then that kind of answer your question in the budget, how much you should spend. and then you got to answer the question: am I doing this campaign to make my VIP more happy
Yeah.
and buy more from me for the rest of the year? Or are we trying to create more relationship with our target audience group to maybe bring them in for a demonstration, or maybe on a sales call with our representative? Or we're just trying to push our name out there? Because if you, let's say, have the budget and you're able to make 45,000 people to spread your brand awareness on the social media platform, that will be huge. Some companies spend millions just to do that, for 45,000 people who might do one or two posts about your event. That is big.
Yeah.
So depending on what your goal and what your objectives are.
Yeah, so the way the way I'm understanding now is, if you're gonna do that, so you have to have some data behind it, saying like how much these people spend and all that. So are you suggesting that for a new company, just say, hey, like next month is our launch date. We don't have any customer. This is just our launch date to be able to introduce our company to the public. So are you saying you should not be able to do something like that, where you're spending like too much money on this product, or you should wait until you get data that shows you how much people are spending? Or can you do a cheap made product to give out, to just introduce? Because I'm talking about just not that you've been doing business now, you know people how much they spend. I'm talking about brand new, no customer, you just introducing yourself to the public for your business.
Well, I will probably paraphrase the question a little bit. So I think you're asking me, as a small business individual or entrepreneur who just got started, how do I really use promotional product to create the engagement or conversation, or translate to more business to my company? Am I paraphrasing it correctly?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
For example, a lot of times when I see, especially a digital marketing professional, right, people who do Facebook ad, Google ad, they will debate me, promotional product is out of date. Like, who buys, t-shirts anymore? Who likes tote bags anymore? Like, they don't matter anymore. It's all about Google ads. It's all about, LinkedIn ads, whatever that they do, right? So I would suggest to them, instead of versus, digital versus tangible, right? What we combine together? What if, let's say, you only have a modest budget? Let's say you have $500. You wanted to grow the amount of people who visit your website, right? Keep it simple. Everyone can understand.
Yeah.
And you could run, let's say, a Facebook ads or an Instagram ad to promote your product, right? So people like it, they go to your website. What if you actually create a sweepstakes and use $500 to, let's say, buy a bicycle that is branded with your company logo, color, everything like that? $500 can get you a nice bicycle. So instead of having people just see your ads, you say, if you follow our social media profile, you tag a friend, and if you go to our website and sign up on our newsletter, you get a chance to enter the sweepstakes to win this bike. People go crazy about that. People go crazy about $10 gift. If you put a nice gift that is relevant to your business, it doesn't necessarily have to be a bike, or maybe a surfboard. Maybe it's something else, right, that relates to your business. Create a digital marketing campaign with the promotional product in it, so then you can actually drive the engagement that you predetermine. So people will actually drawn to it a lot more than if you just show up a nice looking picture on your social media page. Does it make sense to you, like how we can actually tie the two things together and work to the small business owner's advantage?
I love it. I like that. So how long you've been doing this now, helping businesses?
I've been in business since 2003, and with the promotional product business, I think it's unique. You can go into really deep into a certain sector for your product and services. I like to look at the small business as a engagement, right? How I'm able to learn from certain business and using what they like to offer to my other target group. Because, for example, if you are in the fashion business, sometimes you want to dress like an auto mechanic. And if I work with an auto mechanic shop before, I know exactly what item I could offer to the trendy fashion people who want to dress like a mechanic. And they do exist out there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was looking into. I just Googled to see what's a kettlebell. It's those. I've seen those thing at the gym. People do this, right?
Yeah, that's the swing you demonstration right now.
Here's the funny thing. I have been at the gym at the YMCA and I have never touched those things. I'm always just doing either the barbell and that kind of stuff. Uh, that's funny.
It's a good workout,
Yeah.
like learn how to swing properly, and you can actually, get stuff done within 15 minutes, and then you'll be done. You don't have to spend hours in the gym.
So I know you have like there's some way people either I see people swinging or they do like they yeah I've never done that, but probably I need to learn a little bit, maybe get like an instructor to show me, like you're saying, might be very very good. So would you say, let's talk a little bit about that too, part of that. What do you, is that like you say, because you can do 15 minutes and be really good done with it?
Mhm.
What is it like? Can you work out your whole body, or is it more like just targeting muscles?
Well, if you're doing the 15 minutes one, what we call is you just do the swing and get up. So you do uh, 10 swings
Mhm.
for within 30 seconds, and then you can finish that in 5 minutes, and then you do the Turkish get up. You can Google it, and there are a lot of things on there. You probably need some instruction for learning the Turkish get up.
Mhm.
You do 5 on each side, so that would be about 10 minutes. So that's 15 minutes, not including if you want to warm up and stretch, but the
Yeah.
actual working portion can be done in 15 minutes. And then you work the swings, work your hips, your back, and your arms. And then the get up, just a whole body exercise. And it kind of fix your shoulders if you have shoulder problem with the Turkish get up.
So this is more, so it's more like strength and flexibility, maybe you would say.
Well, if you want to do that, you could get into more flexibility and mobility with the swings and get up. But imagine that you're swinging a 100 pound, we call it the beast, the kettlebell. It will give you a good workout. You get strong and sore. So people get really strong just by training with kettlebell.
But yeah, yeah, 100. That's a lot for just swinging one arm or something. Um, so let's talk about also. Let's go back. Let's go back into the business, and like how do you like finding, how do you find and connect with target audience? Kind of, I guess. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I do.
yeah, maybe yes. Sorry, because my mind is going like 100 ways, just trying to kind of figure the right to ask you. Yeah, if you can
Well, listener could probably answer the question themselves already if you notice that if you don't know who your target audience are, especially if you just started, right? So you can always write it down, like what type of people like to purchase from you. If you have been in business for a while, maybe look at your accounting system, look at the previous year, who order from you the most. What kind of title do they have in their prospective business? Are they male, female, or are there any age group that likes to buy to you the most? Especially, you want to answer yourself this question: what type of customer do I like to serve the most? Because to be honest, there are type of company that when a certain customer calls us, we are more happy than others, and we don't really like as a company, right, to
Mhm.
have people who always beat us down on price, right? We want people. What if in a dream situation you could always market to people who pay full price of your product and services? Won't you be a better business? Won't you be more happier to perform your task? Instead of someone, I'm getting 10 bits, whoever give me the lowest bid wins. And then it will be in a stress situation, and you will not be as productive and cheerful as you would if you are receiving full price of your worth. Would
Yeah,
you agree?
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Um, and also, I know you talk about referral business also, right?
Mhm.
Um, how do you how do to build referral, or like how do I build referral business? The
Well, that
best.
is actually a continued conversation, right? So once you find your target audience, then you market to this target audience. If you do it right, if you really know your target audience, the conversation will be whenever you finish a milestone or when you finish a project, you wanted to check in with your current client because a lot of us, especially in small business,
Yeah.
you are able to know the customer better than a major company where they label the company in numerical digits, right? So you have the relationship with the client. So you got to check in with them after you hit a milestone. If you don't mind me ask you, are you happy with our product and services? And you'd be willing to listen. Sometimes they will give you feedback that
Yeah.
you might not expect to hear. Sometimes they will straight out complain to you. That's not the time to defend yourself or respond right away. Do you be a listener because you asked for that opinion? So once you take in that feedback, are you able to fix that really quickly? If this is something that maybe they complain, if you're a restaurant, you don't really turn on AC too much. That's something that you can fix. Like
Yeah.
I've been to a shopping center yesterday that all the shops seems like they don't turn on the AC, and it was like 90-degree day in LA. So I walk in and I walked out, and then
Yeah.
we went to a supermarket, good ACs. And we
Yeah.
spend our time in there, something like that. If you get the feedback, why don't you turn on your AC if you're a retail business in a hot day?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you don't ask for the feedback from your target audience, you actually won't find out. You think that you're doing great, you're doing well, but then you're not really finding the feedback from real customer that have actually from you. And after you, let's say you address all the concern, and then the follow-up question, and going back to the answer of what you just asked me, how do you build your referral business? And then you ask them, do you happen to know a family, friends, or colleague that will also be benefit from our product and services? And would you be able to introduce us to those people? And then that's how you build your relationship, not by thousand at a time. Build your relationship one at a time. It's fine with that. And if you find the target audience, people like to hang out with people that whom they like and trust.
Yeah.
And with your target audience, they probably have a lot of friends or colleagues that will be ideal clients for you. Don't you wish you're more target building a business that way compared to target everyone who are out there?
That's true. That's true. Um, in a way, I was thinking. So, can people learn? Uh, like, let's say you have a restaurant and you got bad review, like online, either on Yelp or Google. So, should people not just? They should not take that offense and be defensive. They should take that those review take it seriously in the meaning, if something is bad review and it has the, instead of just saying, oh, this is a horrible restaurant, I will never go there, with no explanation, yeah, that's a bad review. Like, there's
Mhm.
no there's no constructive or something to learn out of it, right? But if there's a review, like you're talking about, you went in this place, so this, you think this should be also be taken serious. If you go and be like, hey, I went in this place, they did not have AC and it was 90-degree, but I went next door, they had AC. So this is the kind of thing people can learn from in terms of their business. Kind of just, is that what you would
Well,
suggest?
we touch about online review. So obviously, when we talk about online review, everyone has their opinion out there. What
Yeah.
I'm saying is, you if you're able to, for a restaurant, it's a lot. It's not a lot, but then you could always remember a good experience when you go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
What are the experience like, and did the host or the owner actually come out and thank you? Or if you're a product and service based business, for myself, actually, when I finish a project for my client, I know whatever that reason that they purchased from us, within 2 weeks, I will actually follow up with them. How was the product? Are you able to use to the way that you intend them to use? Do you have any feedback for us? And then we actually encourage that conversation. So if they, and sometimes they will give me feedback. So I'll learn from that and improve actually every time when I have, any criticism, feedback, or complaint. So you get better by hearing what people thinks about your company. And a lot of company actually will pay a survey company a lot of money just to find out what people thinks about them. What if you can actually call and talk to your paying client and you can improve your process, during that conversation?
Okay. Okay. I want to pick three different businesses, and I want you to give me example with that. Like let's generalize in terms of business that they do. And if you were to go in there, what kind of product would you suggest? Let's pick a mom and pop, like a small grocery, like a family grocery store, and a pizza store, not this like franchise model, just like a mom and pop franchise, like not a franchise. I mean, sorry, a mom and pop pizza spot,
Mhm.
and every pizza like area, and also let's pick a smoothie, like a store with a smoothie where they offer smoothie, maybe ice cream store like that, grocery, pizza, and smoothie. What would you suggest for them? What kind of product can they give to customer?
Well, I
Let's
love the challenge,
generalize. Let's
right? I,
generalize.
I, I really
Mhm.
like the challenge. And
Yeah.
if you're local, if you mention the word mom and pops, I would look at what school do you have locally that are in the premises, maybe 5 miles, right?
Okay.
Give or take. And can you sponsor the team? Maybe their football team, their basketball team, their, have team sports that they have. Chances are they will probably welcome your sponsorship. And, it's not really the item per se, but if you're ice cream, if you're pizza, and if you are a grocery store, these are the neighborhood people that will be your customers. So that answer the target customer question. These are people probably local around your area. These want to be your repeat customer, right? And when you're talking about ice cream, smoothie, when they get hot after a football game, that's if you are the name that they can think of. What happened if everyone comes to you for a smoothie after a football game? You probably get swamped whenever the
Yeah.
football game. So it could be just as simple as putting up a banner, or maybe see what the team needs. Then you could create a branded product. Actually, we have created T-shirts before. We
That's
have the
good.
team's
Yep.
logo in the front, and the
Hmm.
sponsor logo actually have the back. And then the kids and the parents actually wear your T-shirts proudly because the team logos in the front all
Yeah.
around the neighborhood. Think about how much brand awareness you will create just by knowing who your target audience, know where the target audience will hang out, and then you get them what they wanted. Because if you're targeting local people, if I give you like I'll give you a award plaque, then it's nice, but I'm not going to carry that plaque every day. But if you give me a T-shirt of my team in the front, your
Yeah.
logo in the back,
Yeah.
I'm going to wear it to school and wear it to all the games that the game is play. Then
Yeah.
think about still the same question. You got to answer: who are the target audience? Where do they hang out? And what product can be relevant to them that they can use it every single day?
Perfect. Perfect. So he's picking supporting local events, or supporting like a local team with something that people can use almost every day, instead of something like a plaque where they just take and put it inside the house, where it's not really kind of giving information out there. That's good. That's good. So let's talk about you speak about power partners, right? Like whether having a power partner can help grow a business. Can you go into detail about power partners?
Yeah, a power partner, in my opinion, is someone that can help a mutual client, but
Mhm.
then you don't have immediate competition with your partner. For example, in our business, it could be a graphic designer, it could be an event planner, or it could be a marketing consultants who have the account but don't do the promotional products that we do. So these are the partners that I seek out for, especially they're available at Chamber of Commerce, and that's why I joined the chamber, because I see different professionals in there. I'll talk to them to see if it's a good fit. Think about ways that you are not having access to, but with the partner, you can potentially join force together. Then you can build on something that are not in your capabilities right now. Let me give you an example. There's a local agency that wanted to build a employees program to make their employees happy. So I don't do HR services and I don't do the HR management, right? I do the product part. At some point it will be the product. If I go in there and bid for it, they would not answer my call because I don't do the whole pie for the company. What if I have a power partner in the HR resources and management? So then we can go in together and bid on the entire project. Now I actually have access to a bigger budget, right? I can maybe get 30-40% of the budget, but I actually get to get in. So there are always partners out there, no matter what business that you're in. Going back to the mom and pop with the pizza shop, what if you support your local football team, and when every game, if they win, you get 20% pizza along with other services that are locally together. So you actually have all your local partner go in and give them a better area that people will go to. You might have dry cleaners, you might have your yoga studio, or you might have your salon, right? You can all be power partner because you're all targeting your local neighborhood, your local homeowners. So I think about it that way.
Okay, I was thinking when you say give if the team win, give 20%. I was thinking like, no, just give them free pizza, and then I was like, well, they might end up winning all the games.
Well, that's good, right? But
It's gonna
then
motivate
people
them.
remember they're always a local restaurant that we really like. That's been really helpful, and it's always in front of the community. Those are actually the restaurant, if we given the choice, then that we want to go to. We don't want to go to a restaurant that never heard of. They're not nice. They're not really connected to the community. So we all have a restaurants like that in our mind.
Okay. So you speak also about building lasting impression for the business. Is that part of this? Is this part of just giving the product, like you're saying, or giving 20%, or sponsoring company by giving them jersey? I mean, like a small team, like a local team. What exactly this lasting impression thing?
We want to be remember, and if I'm suggesting to small business owner, you wanted to create so your company is top of mind when people think about your particular industry. We all have an expert. We all have a company in mind when let's say I mentioned coffee, luxury car, tennis shoes. We all have a brand already. How did that company becomes the name that we have in our mind? It's the impression. It's their marketing strategy. Sometimes maybe their story that we heard from our friends that I really, really believe in this company. How would you able to do that? But in terms of a small business standpoint,
Yeah.
you have to really find out and truly to develop who your target audience will be. Because if you're not focusing on your effort, you're marketing to everyone, then you don't really develop the voice. You don't affect people, because if everyone come through your door, you give them a pen that really not serving you the purpose. Compared to we set a plaque, it's not worthwhile for a football team. What if you give your best 10 client a plaque every year just because you're our best client? We wanted to award you to become a best client. And especially if you walk into, let's say, a high power executive, right, a C-level people, what do they have normally before you walk into the office or their home? They all have the trophies displayed in the center, right? They want you to see it. What if your plaque can go onto the wall? So you have the name the biggest, and somehow on the bottom, you include the name. They will actually talk about your company on behalf of you. So now you are building a lasting relationship at the CEO level just because you have cared for them. You have actually recognized them. People at the high level, they also like to be recognized. So once you determine who you like to target, then you can start asking the question and start getting answer of how can I make a lasting impression in front of those target audience?
Okay, perfect. Like, yeah, I remember, speaking of that, I remember like growing up, we used to have those magnet, like they are put or like on a refrigerator with the pizza. pizza pizza shop number, or like the um, any other company. Maybe they fix furnace like for the heat and all that stuff. That's kind of one of those kind of branding, almost kind of people where they always have something to remember. Um, I know I'm still trying to figure get if you were to give me advice for this event that we don't have data for the customer that we are putting together. We don't we targeting the mass. And I know you suggested that we should not give the but we want to give something. If you were to just be like, hey, just do maybe this, just to be like in people's mind with this 45,000 people, should I give them t-shirts with the logo mentioning the date of the concert, or should I give them keychain? What would you suggest? That's just for me. What would you
Okay.
suggest?
Can I ask you a few more questions if you don't mind?
Uh-huh.
What would be the objective for the event? Like, what are your goals? Trying to bring awareness, trying to find leads, or how? What are your goals?
Both one to bring awareness, and two to bring leads for people to start using the service.
Are you going to be exhibiting there, or are you going to have presence at the event on the day off?
Yeah, you're gonna have a whole. One of the things also too we're doing is they're gonna be able to get the tickets to get through the events is gonna be bought from our website. So I'm thinking, what can I give them to just even maybe with a ticket and say, hey, you bought the ticket, now here's a free something as a thank you, as a rewards, also kind of extra rewards.
But then not all 45,000 people will be your client, right? So only a few of them will be your.
I would say like a higher percentage, at least like maybe 30%.
Do you have a gated offer for them?
Do I have a what?
Do you have a gated offer? So what I would understand is, you're trying to market yourself to a broad audience, right?
Mhm.
So, and within this audience, you say that a higher percentage of them are able to use your product and services, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yeah.
what I would do is for them to give up something if you're giving them a gift. For example, maybe sign up your email newsletter, or maybe you have a intuitive guide for how to use your service so they could grow their prospective business. So maybe you have an ebook. That's what we call a gated offer.
Yeah.
So when they sign up for a newsletter or give you the call to action that you want, then you exchange the option for them. In that case, I don't think the item will be the important part. Is how you want to execute, what type of conversation you want. And then you, for example, especially if you say 45,000 people, what if really 60% of the people are interested? Is the infrastructure able to support the follow-up for 30,000 people? That's really sometimes a good question to ask. You get all these leads, right? They kind of remember who your company is, on the day off. But if you don't follow up with them within the first 48 hours, they might not remember who you are. Is the company set up to follow up with 30,000 people? That's another question. And, to give you the answer, I know that I haven't been able to give you an answer. What if you create a call to action and have actually the people who are attending to spread awareness of your brand? If you are able to tag us or share our website or information on the social media platform, you can actually get to win and redeem this product when you actually attend the conference. The item itself, I don't think is important as of this point. We obviously can dig deeper into that. But then before the event, you can actually broadcast that your company will be attending. So how can you drive people? I got to see this booth at the event. I got to visit this company when I go to this trade show. So you can actually pre-advertise the event itself and have more engagement to ready people for the conversation, because they know that you're going to be there. Because a lot of people, when they attend events and trade show, what they don't do is they don't advertise it before, because no one know that they're there. So it's just when I arrive, oh, there's a company there, I might or might not go to see them. Because sometimes when you do it right, the first thing that I want to do when I attend a trade show, for example, is I wanted to see that company first. That's my first stop. So how can you actually make your company do that? What are the strategies with that? I hope that kind of answer your question, but if I would have approached this project, those are some of the questions that I will get answers for, and then it would determine, what product suggestion will be available.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you're into business or getting into a business, I think Swire was able to provide a lot of information, like how you can kind of help your business, getting into just kind of introducing your business to the community, and by creating like giveaway and things like that. And so anyway, Swire, before we go, can you maybe tell people a little bit how can they find you?
Well, I like to network on LinkedIn. So if you just, punch in my name, Swire Ho on LinkedIn, love to connect with everyone. If you are looking for specific idea for your client, we actually have a free corporate inspirational guide. So I gave an offer. So you can actually go and download it, and then we'll give you different scenario, different options if you're thinking about, getting into corporate gift and promotional products.
Thank you so much. Thanks again for listening to the headliners, and Swire, thank you so much for being an awesome guest. I really
Thank you.
appreciate for taking the time. All right, thank you so much. Just give me a second, all right?